And hello and welcome to the Evolve Show, where we show you many different new things about related technology to VRChat, new and upcoming games, and interesting worlds to showcase. I'm Parzeval. I create content all around about VRChat, and we also have absolutely wonderful people here who are going to introduce themselves to and tell you more about what they're going to do and showcase specifically. Let's start off with Wunder.
Hey everybody, it's been quite a while since the last episode, but I've got lots of things all over this time that I've got dongles, I got goggles, I've got glasses, so many new developments over this time, so be ready.
It's gonna be a lot of cool stuff that we're gonna showcase this time. And Lyra.
Yes. Hi, I'm going to be reviewing a game that I played over the summer that is a hidden gem. I don't know if anyone knows about it, but I can't wait to share that with you all.
Ooh, hidden
Ooh.
gem. Okay.
I love gems.
Karen.
Oh, well, it's been a while, and there's been plenty of world releases, and some people actually upgraded our world, so we're gonna show off a little bit about fins this time.
All right. Like you said, Wonder, there's a lot of gems, especially about the games. It's gonna be really interesting. And you know what? Let's start right off with the hardware tech.
All right, so there was actually a really interesting meeting that took place in June. There was an EOZVR meetup, and they went over many different things. They went 3 segments, and they had a Q&A session at the end. But the first segment that they had was with the dongles. So I'll start with those. So this is the new SW4 dongle with 4 devices in development. It's got external antennas for each dongle. So instead of having to plug stuff in, you just have the antennas. It's got an integrated USB hub, so if you want even more dongles, you can put them into the hub. And you can charge devices with it if you use the power input for the hub. It's currently under Q&A, and the image that I show is just a mock-up of what it could look like when it's in development. I did run this by the actual, developers, make sure it was somewhat accurate to what we should expect. And the estimated price is going to be between $60 to $70. The estimated release date for this project is early next year. So if you're ever running out of dongle space or having issues with interference, or you heard about that spider dongle thing, that, let's not talk about that. But if you're also the second segment. So what's new with the straps? What changed with the straps? There's actually a new chest strap design currently in the beta phase. The design is oriented mostly for users with broader or larger chests, because we all know the previous strap wasn't the best. But it's actually 6 to 12 months away from fully releasing, so it's coming relatively soon. It's in partnership also with Anker, a power bank company for extra battery power and longer lasting tracking, though it is currently unknown how these power banks are going to actually attach the straps or connect to the tracker. And the estimated release date, of course, early next year as well. Now for the third segment, the lastly was the glove announcements. I know you guys love the gloves. So the immersive gloves are in the alpha prototyping phase, not the beta and not release, alpha. And they're expected to arrive sometime near the end of this year, which also means I will have a pair to demonstrate for you guys when I get them. So be happy, be excited. Woo! Can't wait to show it to you guys when I get it. So the glove design is going to be more in line with the Diver X design. So it's not going to have the little exoskeleton that I demonstrated in the previous version. It's going to look something more like this. It's going to be an actual glove, and it's not going to have those little rings around it. The tracker is going to be mounted on the glove itself. And this is going to be in partnership with DiverX, of course, for the materials to make the glove. The PCB and the hardware is already completely done. We're just waiting on the actual design to be completed in a way that is durable and resilient. The Magnetra X controller, of course, this thing here, is still planned to release with the gloves as an accessory, so you can, of course, move around and use button inputs. But we don't currently get a model of it in the alpha prototypes. The target price hasn't changed. Without the trackers, it's going to be $250 and the estimated release date is at the very end of this year, but due to the hiccups in the production, I don't know if that's still going to be the case. So I would expect late 2025 or early 2026 for the alphas, and then for the actual release of the gloves, it might be a little bit later. But there are many new projects in the works, and they're releasing by or within the next year. So keep tabs on those and expect to see beta testing and alpha testing and a bunch of reviews coming for them within the next few months. There's also currently a very large push towards making XR devices mainstream, particularly XR glasses. There's been a lot of companies making advertising, and the graphs is like insane. People are already like trying to hype up this project. And currently the devices, if you're looking for an XR glass, currently the only things on the market are going to have a 1080p, sometimes 4K display, very rare. They also usually require an external device in order to have full spatialization, for example, movement instead of just head rotation. And the price for them is usually around $500. First example is going to be the X-Real 1 Pro. So what is the current state of these types of products? The X-Real 1 Pro is $650, and it was on a sale for like $50 off during June. And it comes with an X-Real Eye add-on, which is $99 for a camera, so you can have like spatial pass-through and that sort of stuff on the glasses. This display, like all the others, uses a Sony micro OLED display panel, and it's reflected into the view using a lens. The refresh rate is 120 Hz. There's a 57-degree field of view. It's 1080p, so not 4K. Supports an IPD between 57mm and 75mm across 2 different models, and it has variable shading, so you can have light glasses, you can have dark glasses like sunglasses, and you can change that with the buttons on the device. It uses an X1 compute chip. A lot of these devices might have external computing or internal computing or both, but this one does use both. It weighs 90 grams and it's compatible with the X-Real Beam Pro. The specs are also listed on the store page as well as reviews. And there's new glasses called Project Aura that are planned to release in 2026. So if you are interested in this brand or these types of glasses, keep your eyes on those. The next one is the vtuber the Beast. It's $550, so it's a little bit cheaper than X-Reals. It uses the newer OLED panels from Sony, which are 4K-like and have 120 Hz refresh rate as well. Have a slightly bigger field of view than the other glasses, 58 degrees. However, the brightness of these ones are 1,250 nits. So it's like a really good HDR and it's much brighter than the other lenses. They also have dynamic lens tinting, 9 different modes, and it weighs 88 grams. And of course, it has a special app and a little charging adapter, which you can use for positional degrees of freedom. So most of these do have device-bound features, unfortunately, so you can't use them completely standalone, at least not for all of the different features. And we will see more glasses like these in the future, hopefully. There are lens inserts for them, so if you do actually need glasses to see, it's not going to be too bad. But the field of view, the screen resolution is expected to improve over time. Not currently at the same quality mixed reality for like headsets. They're still winning right now, but XR glasses are on the up and coming. Talking about alternate reality, there's also the Apple Vision Pro, which recently got an OS update, which added a lot of features that I'm expecting to see in many other projects, simply because they're that good. So 3D widgets are making an appearance on the headset for the first time, which is like little 3D elements. You can make 2D elements as well, but they can be put down in 3D space. They're temporary or they're permanent. For example, you can have a little fixture in your house. You can have a portrait frame or a bunch of other stuff placed in your room that you can look at any time. And then there's also, of course, the spatial content, which is also getting major improvement and overhauls. First of all, you can now view 3D photos and videos in the Apple Vision Pro properly. Like, they look much better. And there's also this new AI feature where you can turn any photo into a 3D image, which is pretty interesting. You can also edit stuff in the Apple Vision Pro with the spatial media toolkit. So you can make spatial movies and spatial slideshows and a bunch of other stuff without having to leave the headset, which I think is pretty cool. The Persona system also has had huge upgrades to its quality and its expressions. So these are the little characters, little avatars that you get when you put the headset on that shows like your actual body, your face, your hands. It's getting much better now. It captures your entire likeness and streams it for like recording, video calling, or like conferencing with other people. And you may be familiar sort of with what Meta does with their characters, but this is a lot better. It has complete face and hand tracking. It captures data spatially and creates a sort of 3D perspective of your head. So even if you're like looking this way, people will still see sort of the side of your face and the sides of your hands as you move them. And there have been a lot of updates to the appearance and the quality of them, so they should look a lot better than they used to in the past. There's also been some nice improvements to pass-through. So there's magnification in pass-through now, so if you have a problem reading stuff, especially things that are really far away, you can now use a little magnifying glass to like look into things and read them much closer. So it should make reading in VR and like reading in general a lot easier, especially if you have problems with vision. You can also use something similar to what Gemini does to describe, find, and read items in your view. Certain items like cell phones, game controllers are also visible over virtual backgrounds and the games that you're playing. So if you look down, you can actually see what you're doing instead of having to like pretend that you can see your hands and not accidentally press the wrong buttons on the controller. So it'll be a lot easier to play games with controllers. And there's also a hand overlay in the dark. So even if it's completely dark around you, you'll still see your little ghost hands so you don't accidentally smack into things. There's also, surprisingly, the Apple Vision Pro will finally work with a VR controller. Yeah, I did not know this either. It has official native support for the PlayStation VR 2 controllers. They didn't make their own controllers. Yeah, they just use the PlayStations, but it does work. And currently, you can't purchase the controllers like separately, so you would have to have a PlayStation VR 2 and an Apple Vision Pro, which is very expensive, but hopefully at some point they will sell the controllers separately. And VR gaming is definitely coming to the Vision Pro at some point. Now that you can actually use controllers to interact with the environment, you have to use like gestures all of the time to move around and do all that sort of stuff. There's also the Logitech Muse Pen, so you can like draw stuff in VR, but that's a little bit more of like a niche use case. So there is a lot of intriguing technologies and changes to Apple Vision Pro. Hopefully, a lot of other devices are going to adapt these sort of technologies and catch up to what the Apple's doing for the future of mixed reality. And there's a lot of potential in the industry to see what happens with all these new developments. Speaking of VR, Meta has also been working on some special new headsets with surprisingly large field of view. So if you guys remember the Pimax with like 150 something or more degrees of field of view, these are the Boba headsets from Meta. They have 120 degrees vertical and 180 degrees horizontal field of view. Now, these are currently still in manufacturing, in production, in development, so they're not planned for release, and they are pretty heavy. They weigh almost 900 grams, 845 to be specific. But the display is 4K, similar to the Pimax, and it has again been delayed due to manufacturing complications, and it is planned to complete sometime, maybe next year, is when we'll start seeing more about these headsets. They have been in production for quite a while. As you can see, there's the Boba 1, and then there's the even older versions of the headset, which were definitely not made for release. But overall, that was quite a lot to talk about. I hope I covered something that you guys found interesting. Are there any comments or questions from the audience? Maybe Twitch chat?
Oh, there's one.
Oh,
Yes. Can you type it in the chat, please?
will the new Meta headset have better OLED colors and contrast?
So about that, the Boba prototype actually uses LCD displays, so it does not use OLED. So I'm unsure if like the final version will use OLED, but the ones that is presented only use LCD. So probably not going to have that much contrast. It could be good though, if they have enough brightness.
think they still might
Mhm.
have to do some developments, I reckon. So it's still more or less pretty much in the open. My LCD laptop display
Yes,
has
with
really
every
nice color.
prototype, it's
From
being
what I
developed right
saw
now.
in like the articles that I read and a lot of the reviews of sort of the early on tests of the headset from people wearing them and trying them, it does seem like lifelike to some extent. So it should look good, but I'm not sure how good it will look until I like have one in my hands or like they start coming out and I get actual reviews of the finished product. So that's just my estimation. But yeah, good question. Anything else?
Does anyone else have a question? If not, Twitch stream chat, feel free to ask a question. We're very open to that. Give you more knowledge. But I do have, if there's no question, I do have to say again, the Apple Vision Pro improvements are, it's so surreal to see that. I mean, mixed reality is definitely developing into something that you can like mix in between. It looks really, really good. I'm also a very fan for EOS VR straps, so it's nice to see that they're
Yeah.
also working on some more body straps. That's really, really cool. They really do like
Hopefully the
great
little
job on
teaser they sent to me is enough to get you guys interested.
this.
It's exclusive. Exclusive
It
media.
is. It is. Ooh. Well, then let's jump right into the next column and see what cool games Lyra has to show us. Some nice
Yes.
gems.
It's been a while, right? It's about, it's good to be back. It's been what, like 2 months, was it, since we last got our news regarding VR games, and we are so back. So many exciting and wonderful games that released, and hidden games that I feel like, well, one of them that I'm gonna just share today, really needs to shine. So, I mean, let me start off with this. Ever felt like wanting to take a stroll in the night, but for some reason everything around you distorts and fades, changing itself and shifting clay like a twist of fantasy that comes into life? Well, the Midnight Walk fits perfectly in those words, with its dark fantasy and adventure, embarking its players to seek its tale full of horror, monsters, and secluded environments made actually. Fun fact, everything was handmade in these like environments, especially the monsters to the objects that you interact with and the animation. It was all handmade.
Face
And
sculpting?
with yeah, they sculpted it, and
Oh.
then like it was like clay, like stop motion animation style, like like Coraline,
Ooh.
and so with
Oh,
that, yeah, I was hiding for like a minute in the corner sometimes. But I have to be real, I was at the edge of my seat, leaning back, when I was immersed at the fact that I was going to get eaten by like a big monster. Like there was a time where I was hiding in like the cave, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm safe, I'm totally fine. And then the beast like came straight in, breaking into the cave, and I was like, oh my toes, don't get my toes. So so let me give a rundown of the game. When you start, you're greeted by breathtaking environments and the stunning ambiance and soundtrack, along with beginning controls, which is not too complicated, so your head won't hurt. I don't think you'll get motion sickness. It's very suspenseful. I think I was focused on the suspense more than I was with getting sick, so everything's good. But one of the mechanics, or two, that I have to mention is the first one, closing your eyes to listen for hidden things, which I believe, well, you have to press trigger to close your eyes. And
Ooh.
I think it's a clever function for players to use when they're in the dark. Relying on your five senses is a good thing. So you close your eyes with trigger, and you hear like the sound of like keys or the drawer open or monsters nearby, and you're like, okay, it's to the left in the corner. So I think that was interesting. Another mechanic that I also enjoy personally is grabbing this like big lighting match from like this big box, and and for me, growing up like Thumbelina and like the movie Epic, or like Small People, made me feel like tiny. So it was a torch that made me feel like safe and adventurous. And oh, additionally, you will also be accompanied by a small companion throughout your journey named Popboy. With his small flame, you and Popboy are to join forces and make it through the five tales and escape each scroll together, using
Oh,
his
so
flames
cute.
to light your way and guide the two of you out of it. Though, be careful because what lurks in the shadows, well, I mean, they wanted to, and I think I mentioned that. Oh, I think I mentioned that this world is a survival game. So you're required to use your wits to make it to make it. I think I said that right. Yeah. Well, I mean, now you know. Now you know. So you must survive and do your best to also guide Popboy and his flame from getting taken by monsters lurking, and also look after yourself too. That's very important. Please look after yourself. I almost lost my voice to this. Screaming. Well, anything horror related, or running from things. I'm hiding in a closet in this game, like I mean, I could say 70%. Okay, I lied. Maybe like 85% of the time. So, well, scream worthy. I think it's great. Especially when this masterpiece is handcrafted and the amount of detail that was added into this game had me at a chokehold. Like from the graphics, the atmosphere, monsters, interactions, and controls. The experience entirely was nothing that I've ever seen crafted in a game before, especially when everything's handcrafted and clay-like and animated. That's a big step as a game developer, is when you start hand doing things and then you take a picture and you put it in the game or you use it as a model and scan it. Like, that's hard work, and I think they deserve it. The music also, get me started with the music. I'm a sucker for game music. So the music and the soundtrack gave off the mystical feeling for me. It gave like a God of War, because it was like very airy and very synthetic. And the rhythms, I felt like I was in the beyond, and I think that was the emotion throughout the game that they were conveying for the players, especially for myself. Another attention to detail that I did mention that was clever was adding these small objects shaped like shells, and that they had dialogue and extra notes for players to understand the plot and expand my survival rate. Because I think there's like one shell that was like, these night crawlers hate fire, and I'm like, oh, thank you, I get to live another like minute. So expanded my survival rate by a large margin. So thank you for the devs for that. If you ever watch this, devs, please, let me know. Good luck to you guys if you guys end up playing this game as well. Just a tip though, do look out for the trees, stay quiet, and always have eyes behind your back. You never know when something creeps or pulls you in the dark, because I got pulled literally by my leg. Unless you're playing it on a flat screen or on a PC, you don't have to play it on VR. PlayStation and PC VR is also there too. And then I think what I just said also applies as well if you play PC VR. So VR, flat screen, I think that's all it's available for. Unfortunately, this game is not available for Quest yet or standalone headsets yet. So if there are any other news regarding updates with that, I'll be sure to let you know in the next live or when they say so. But that's my experience. Go have fun. Midnight walk. Yeah.
Wow. What a game. That is so
I really
cool.
want to play
I'm
this.
so I'm so I like
I'm just
the fact that you can like close your eyes, so you have to rely on your other sense
Yeah.
instead of like seeing, is such an immersion changer, It's because you're
I'm
really changing from eyesight to
I am just such
hearing.
a sucker for horror games. I can't stand horror games. Oh man.
I just really like the visual style. Like, it reminds me of
Yeah.
the movie 9, Coraline, reminds me even of Little Nightmares. It's just like everything just put together. It's so cool.
Yeah,
Oh, now that you
it's
mention
awesome.
it, Coraline, that's also something I gotta rewatch. But this is like it really gives that stop motion-ish style with um
It's like your little
with
box troll.
yeah. That's the best way to put it. That's also, I do have to mention for everyone who is watching the stream, everything that we're gonna talk about here is also linked down underneath the stream, and also if you wanna watch this stream live here, you can also join the group, and from there on out you can be right a part here in this world. Also, feel free to subscribe and follow the show, of course. Really, really interesting game. I do need to see If I can put this definitely on my wish list. Looks really interesting. But for now, let's go to the next column. Karen, show us what you got. What you can
Oh,
showcase to us.
Hello, everybody. It's been a while. It's been a while. I have shown you many of the beautiful worlds of VRChat in past episodes, but I have been kind of ignoring a certain type of world, which is the many type of relaxing worlds that VRChat has. So, be it talking, be it hanging out with friends, or maybe engaging in a cuddle puddle. These worlds serve an important role in VRChat, namely the social aspect, which is kind of important, right? So our first photo reel for today will be a selection of relaxing worlds that you all can enjoy and hanging out in. There you go.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
renowned world
Okay.
creator Vince has been very busy the past few months updating his worlds and releasing a brand new one. Since we're at the end of summer and the sun is still out, allow me to show his latest updates and creations. Here we go. If
Wow.
that didn't get you back
It's
into
so
the summer
cute.
vibe, I don't know anymore. The next world creator surprised many of us. Inspired by the likes of Honey, world builder Harim has built 2 amazing new aesthetically pleasing worlds, which are actually very closely together, connected. So please enjoy the last and new generation worlds that have just been released on VRChat. Wow, those
Wow.
worlds are really pretty. We can't wait to see more of this amazing creator. And that's it from me for this time. Thanks for watching my section this time, and I will make sure to select some really amazing roles for next episode as well. Thank you so much.
Wow. I'm pretty sure you should be convinced now. You can count on Karen. Karen is doing amazing work, finding like incredible worlds and taking amazing pictures. Karen, that's amazing.
Well,
It
thank you.
is. It really is.
It's such a
Doing
joy to
God's
find this
work.
world.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
and-
Wulfe said, he's doing God's work.
Hold on. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Lyra, I got
Lyra
you.
got you.
Okay.
There you
Music.
go.
Should I read some of the Twitch chat? Let's see.
Yeah, sure.
So we have someone, Miss Sonia is saying the worlds that you showcase is wonderful, which I can 100% agree on. These are absolutely amazing, especially the one from Finns, the Paradisia is really, really interesting.
Oh,
Wolfie and I said that it's like a
Ah,
mixture
Finns.
of, what did we say, Stray and Luca.
Ray and Luca.
Yeah.
Yeah, the movie.
it's actually connected to Vince's previous world, with the robots.
Oh yeah, I do remember
Oh my
those.
goodness.
Yeah.
Every world
um,
of cats is definitely them.
and there's a couple of secrets in there which you definitely should check out.
Ooh,
Maybe
okay.
check out the
Okay.
attic. Maybe.
So like an ARG.
Oh, I will leave it up to the explorers themselves.
Oh,
Dang.
okay.
No spoilers.
Okay.
Got it. Got it.
Okay.
Okay,
Smart.
all right.
Absolutely amazing. And I can only say thank you guys so much for being here, for showcasing
My pleasure.
what makes VR really interesting, from hardware technology to VR games, especially like, oh my god, I really have to wishlist this on Steam. It looks really, really good.
Mhm.
I have to say, Lyra, thank you so much. Karen, thank you so much for taking these amazing pages and doing a lot of world exploration. And also, again, Wolfie, thank you so much for giving us a way better insight into the technology of VR hardware. And there's a lot of things I have to do after this one. I have to put the EOS VR straps, and I'm going to get the game, and I'm going to check out the Finns one.
Shopping list.
You know,
Shopping list. Just watch the
It's-
stream again, and you'll be fine.
I got this huge list now, and I was not expecting that, but absolutely amazing. I thank the audience for also coming here as well, for being in this world. Thank you so much for coming in
Thank
here and being a part of this.
you.
Absolutely amazing. And also for the people here on Twitch watching the stream, if you guys have any more questions, leave them now. And if not, then check out the vrchat group from Evolve, from the Virtual Production Studios, as well as feel free to follow the Twitch channel. There we go. I had a little break, and follow the show, of course. And I would say, yeah, I think we'll wrap it up. See you
See you
next
next
month.
one.
Yeah,
See you
thanks.
next one.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good one.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.